Hollywood, the land of fame, glitz, and fortune. Red carpets, luxury cars, mansions that look like castles. But behind the flashing cameras and glittering premieres lies a harsh, hidden truth: the massive pay gap among actors. While some actors walk away from a single film with tens of millions of dollars, others equally talented, equally hard-working struggle to make ends meet. It's a secret side of the film industry that rarely makes headlines yet. It shapes careers, lives, and even the stories that reach our screens. Today on Shocking News, we're diving deep into the hidden Hollywood pay gap, revealing why some actors are suddenly rich beyond imagination while others can barely afford their rent. The star factor and box office clout. One of the biggest reasons for Hollywood's pay gap is what insiders call star power. Some actors have become guaranteed moneymakers for studios, and their presence alone can secure box office success. Take Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, for instance. Studios know that when he's in a movie, ticket sales skyrocket. This gives him the leverage to demand astronomical salaries, sometimes exceeding $20 million per film. Compare this to a talented but lesser-known actor, someone who might have the skills of a Tom Holland or Zendaya in their early career but hasn't yet proven their bankable draw. These actors may earn a fraction of the same budget, maybe $50,000 to $500,000, despite performing similar or even more challenging roles. In Hollywood, reputation and proven audience appeal often outweigh skill alone. It's not just about being good. It's about being able to sell tickets, streams, and merchandise. And this is where the invisible gap begins, quietly widening with each blockbuster. Negotiation, agents, and the business behind the glare. Many viewers imagine actors simply getting paid what the studio decides. In reality, contracts, agents, and negotiations are everything. An actor with a strong agent or manager can secure bonuses, profit sharing, and even back-end deals that turn a modest base salary into a fortune. Jennifer Lawrence, for example, reportedly negotiated deals for the Hunger Games series that gave her millions beyond her initial salary, including percentages of merchandise and box office revenue. Meanwhile, equally talented actors without top-tier representation may settle for a flat rate, no matter how critical their role. It's not always about the performance, it's about knowing the system and having someone in your corner who can play the numbers. For many struggling actors, the lack of negotiation power turns promising roles into financial disappointment. Meanwhile, a single savvy negotiation can catapult a star from middle-class comfort to billionaire-level earnings. Gender and racial pay disparities. The Hollywood pay gap isn't just about fame. It's deeply intertwined with gender and race. Female actors, even today, often earn far less than their male counterparts for leading roles. Scarlett Johansson's lawsuit over Black Widow revealed how even top actresses are sometimes underpaid compared to male co-stars, despite carrying major franchises. The problem intensifies for actors of color. For instance, John Boyega has openly discussed the difference in pay between him and some of his white co-stars in major sci-fi franchises, despite his critical role in the story. These disparities aren't just numbers. They affect career trajectories, the type of project actors can take, and the financial freedom to choose roles that suit them creatively. Hollywood may be a glamorous dream, but behind the scenes, systemic biases still dictate who gets paid millions and who has to scrape by, even when they're equally essential to the story. The role of franchises and streaming deals. Another key factor in pay inequality is the type of projects actors land. Big franchises and streaming megadeals can create instant millionaires. Look at Chris Hemsworth with Thor and Marvel movies, or Robert Downey Jr.'s earnings from Iron Man and Avengers. Beyond base salaries, these actors often negotiate profit participation, meaning they earn a percentage of global box office and streaming revenue, sometimes millions more after the film's release. Meanwhile, actors working on indie films, dramas, or smaller streaming projects may see none of these benefits, no matter how critically acclaimed the work. They're paid once and only once, with little to no residuals. This creates a massive divide. The same effort, dedication, and sometimes even better performance can earn vastly different compensation depending entirely on the project type. And with streaming giants now controlling much of Hollywood, the gap is only growing. The risk factor, a star's security versus struggling actors. Hollywood's pay gap also comes down to risk. Big stars are seen as low-risk investments. Studios are willing to pay them tens of millions because they guarantee returns. Lesser-known actors, however, are considered high risk. Even if they deliver award-winning performances, studios hesitate to pay them top dollar for fear that audiences won't come. This creates a vicious cycle. The rich actors get richer, as they are continually cast in high-profile roles that generate massive paychecks. Meanwhile, struggling actors remain in smaller roles, lower budgets, and uncertain projects, making it nearly impossible to break into the top tier. For example, a lesser-known actor might star in a critically acclaimed drama that wins awards but barely makes back its budget, while a famous actor in a mediocre blockbuster leaves the theater with more money than some indie directors make in years. In Hollywood, financial security isn't proportional to talent. It's tied to perceived bankability and the studio's appetite for risk. The emotional and career impact, the hidden pay gap, doesn't just affect wallets, it affects lives, choices, and mental health. Actors struggling financially may take roles they don't love, accept exploitative contracts, or leave the industry altogether. Meanwhile, the mega-rich actors gain more creative freedom, choosing projects they're passionate about without worrying about paychecks. This disparity creates a feedback loop. The wealthy actors dominate high-profile projects, gain more recognition, and solidify their position, while lesser-paid actors struggle for visibility. It's why some brilliant actors remain under the radar despite immense talent, while others, like Leonardo DiCaprio or Dwayne Johnson, dominate the headlines for decades. The pay gap is more than just numbers. It's a story about opportunity, privilege, and who gets to shape Hollywood's future. Residuals and long-term earnings. Another hidden factor in Hollywood's pay gap is residuals, the money actors earn when movies or shows are replayed, streamed, or sold for home video. Big-name actors often negotiate residuals that can continue paying them for years, sometimes decades. For example, stars from long-running franchises like Friends or The Big Bang Theory still earn millions annually from reruns and streaming, even though the shows ended years ago. Lesser-known actors, however, often don't have this security. They may never see a dime after the initial paycheck, even if the show becomes a cult favorite. This long-term earning potential widens the gap dramatically. Over a career, residuals can make the difference between financial freedom and constant struggle, emphasizing again that Hollywood pay is not just about one film. It's about a lifetime of deals, contracts, and foresight. The psychological toll and the cost of inequality. Consider actors like Edward Norton or Elizabeth Moss, early in their career, immensely talented, but often navigating roles that paid little compared to their more bankable counterparts. The pressure to accept any role, compromise creative choices, or work in unfavorable conditions can be exhausting. Over time, this inequality can shape the trajectory of careers, forcing talented actors to leave the industry, take side jobs, or settle for roles that don't reflect their abilities. The pay gap doesn't just influence wallets, it influences mental health, confidence, and long-term career choices. Meanwhile, high-paid stars gain the freedom to be selective, experiment with roles, and build personal brands without financial stress. The divide becomes not just financial, but emotional and creative, a silent barrier that reinforces inequality in Hollywood, perpetuating cycles of privilege and opportunity for only a few. Fame, influence, and brand deals. Finally, the pay gap extends beyond the paycheck for acting alone. Fame in Hollywood unlocks enormous side income through brand endorsements, social media influence, and personal projects. Dwayne Johnson, Zendaya, and Ryan Reynolds don't just earn from movies, they earn millions from partnerships, sponsorships, and even their own businesses. For struggling actors, these opportunities are rare or non-existent. Even if they have incredible talent, they may lack visibility, social media clout, or the marketing power that comes with blockbuster success. This secondary income amplifies the pay gap, creating a world where some actors can live like royalty even between projects, while others take multiple jobs to pay rent and bills. In essence, Hollywood doesn't just pay for acting, it pays for marketability, fame, and influence, leaving a massive divide between the privileged few and the rest. Hollywood is a world of dreams, but also a world of hidden inequalities. Star power, negotiation skills, gender and racial biases, Franchise deals, residual, and fame all shape who earns millions and who struggles to survive. Behind the red carpet, luxury cars and blockbuster premieres, there's a system that rewards perceived bankability over talent alone. For every superstar walking away with fortune and freedom, countless actors work tirelessly, often in obscurity, chasing the same dream. Next time you see your favorite blockbuster or binge a hit series, remember, the paycheck on the screen often tells only half the story. The real drama is happening behind the scenes, in contracts, negotiation, and the unseen pay gap that shapes Hollywood's entire ecosystem. If this revelation shocked you, hit that subscribe button and join us on Shocking News for more, uncovering the hidden truths behind the glitz, glamour, and fortunes of the entertainment world.